Tom's with us in Florida. Hey, Tom, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up?
Kind of a two-part question. Number one is my wife and I went through your program about 5 years ago, but we didn't have kids then, and we have three now, and we were newly married and on fire, and things have kind of, went by the wayside, and here we are. I got some, about $11,000 in credit card debt, $11,000 in student loan, and about $40,000 in a vehicle. And we're getting to that point where it's like, okay, this isn't cool. We're spending more than we're making, and I'm the only person that brings in any income. So looking for how intense should we be? Because I feel like we may be on two different pages. I'm an all or nothing type of guy. I want to rip the Band-Aid off and eat beans and rice. And
yeah, but you're not been that. You've not been doing that.
Well, I haven't, no, but that's where I'm at right now. That's what I want to do.
Oh.
And, I want to deplete our account and pay off our credit card, because we have enough to pay the credit card off right now.
What's your household income?
160.
Okay. All right. Well, I there's a concept in Christianity called repentance.
Yeah.
And it means when I'm walking towards stupid, I first stop, and then I do a 180, and I walk directly as fast as I can away from stupid. I change directions. Okay?
Yeah.
And, and sometimes repentance for me it was something stupid. I knew better than to do that. I know if I eat chocolate chip cookies, I get big as a house. I know better. Right? Yeah. But sometimes I reach a point where I've had it, and I have to stop, and I have to turn 180 and go the other direction. It sounds like mentally, emotionally, that's where you might be, but something occurred in the last few weeks that didn't occur 6 months or 8 months ago with you that caused you to start thinking that way. Is that right?
Yeah, I think, honestly what it is a lot of our friends, live by your principles and we can just see the fruits in a lot of people. And it's, going through it 5 years ago, we were debt free.
Yeah.
And,
but I mean, you went and bought a $40,000 freaking car. That's stupid.
Well, I know. And that was, yeah, I know. And so, we put a new AC unit in a few weeks ago, which fortunately, we had the money to do.
Yeah. Well, you make really good money. If I were in your shoes, I'd be disgusted that I was just broke as much money as you make.
I am.
And now we've kind of talked about you, then you asked about her. My point is that you probably have had some information or an experience that she hasn't had. So to assume that she's going to simultaneously turn and do the 180 with intensity the way that you are thinking you are going to, without the same set of information, without the same set of motivations, without the same why that popped up in front. Maybe you're doing the bills and she doesn't feel any stress from them. Maybe you're feeling the stress, and you maybe need to get her to look at the bills with you and make her feel stressed out like you are, because you ought to be. Mm. You ought to be. You ought to be disgusted and stressed and a couple of other things that cause you to want to change.
Yeah.
But it's unfair for you to snap your fingers after you just got this epiphany, because both of you were walking hand in hand stupid for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then you just decide to stop and turn, and you're shocked that she didn't. So, you it's not just Band-Aid off. You've got information and motivation from outside influences and sources that she does not have, or she probably would have turned to. So my suggestion is for both of you to go back through the class and say, honey, we got to relook at this. We make too much money to be this broke. This is driving me crazy. I think we ought to get some of the stuff paid off. I want to look at it again. I want us to work on this together, and we can decide together what we're going to do. But together, we need to go back through financial peace and look at what Joan and Jim over here did, and look at what this happened. And it didn't take the first time. We flunked. We got to go back. You got to repeat the class. We flunked it. And no shame in that. The shame would be as if you'd never woke up. Obviously been more efficient to do it the first time, But it's not unusual for some of us to have to do things over. Most of us have to. I'm pretty thick. It takes me a couple times to get stuff sometimes. So are you. So give it another run. You flunked the class, grab her by the hand, say, honey, I don't have this figured out, but you don't have it figured out, and let's get back through here. Let's start looking at this again. And I think when you go back through Financial Peace University, you're going to find it to be a completely different experience than it was 5 years ago. Considerable upgrade nowadays. Oh, man, we have spent a lot of money and a lot of time on that thing since 5 years ago. So, yes, the principles are tried and true, but the process we use to teach you is, so much more efficient. So, that's what I would do if I were in your shoes.